what I realized is that most people tend to think that, okay, you know what, I learned something new, I just need to learn it one time, I go to a program, I read a book one time, I attend a program one time, done, you know, I know everything now already, right? What would you say to people like that?
First of all, it's false. You know, I want to imagine right now swimming. If you attend your first swimming lesson and that's all you're going to take, you'll probably drown. You know, if you drive a car for driving lesson once, you know, your first driving lessons, you probably knock someone down or close to. And if that was it, and we send you to the expressway, you would die. You know, so what tends to happen in the scale of learning, and I'm very passionate about learning and even learning how to learn. You know, that might be something we can talk about, right? Because not many people talk about, everyone talks about learning. No one talks about learning how to learn. And when you learn something for the first time, your results actually go down. It doesn't go up. So therefore, it always is moving back a few steps before you move forward. And that's when most people quit. They are not used to being lousy at something, but it's the process of learning. You know, and
it's how society has trained us or conditioned us in a way, right? That failing or being lousy at something is a bad thing. Not necessarily. It's not bad or good, right? It's just a matter of your progress to the goals that you want to be, right? You've probably heard that your story is your brand. So how can ordinary entrepreneurs and salespeople like you and me tell our stories in a way that cuts through all the noises in this overcrowded social media world and reach the audience that we want? Join me as I break down storytelling secrets that have helped me achieve over 8 figures in revenue, as well as interviewing some of Asia's most prominent names and rising stars to uncover their stories. I hope this show will inspire you to be more vulnerable and share your story to the world, because your mess is your message. My name is Gabriel Wong, and welcome to the Story Impact Show. Please help me to welcome Melvin Soh. So, thanks Melvin for being on the show, I appreciate that.
Hey, thanks again.
Yeah, so I just want to first say that when I invited Melvin on the show, right, and not to flatter you or anything, but you are really one of the person that I'm looking forward to interview. The reason is because Melvin is one of the most authentic person, because we never know what is he going to say.
Actually, I also have no idea what I'm going to say.
So he can say some of the most bizarre stuff when I have a conversation with him. But that's what I like about him, because you know, you're authentic, you're willing to say what needs to be said, you know, rather than try to put like, you know, a fake facade or to connect people on the surface level. So tell us more about what you do. What is your business, so that the audience know? I mean, probably the audience have seen you here and there, right? But what do you do, and you know, how do you started your business?
I think the most interesting thing about how I actually started everything is, you know, it actually comes from a place of struggle. You know, it's funny you mentioned the word authentic, because, you know, I was always a problem kid when I was in school. I never really liked school because I cannot really sit down and then, you know, and just pay attention to what the teacher says. My mom always tells me that when I was in kindergarten, I was already fighting, which, you know, makes me an original bad boy, kindergarten bad boy.
So I guess we're on the same page on that.
Yes, you know, so, but it couldn't expel me because my grades were really good. So it was always a paradox. It was like, all right, cool. This guy is both the top student and also the most ill, like, you know, disciplined student. So it's like, all right, we can't fire our top student. You know, and that continued. And I didn't really like following the rules, etc. But at that point in time, it was either, you know, follow rules or you get expelled. So when I came out, I wanted to start my own business, but I didn't know how to do it. And so I decided, I don't want to go to uni. Screw that. You know, I want to come and you know, do my own thing. And I realized just because you don't want to follow rules doesn't make you an automatic success, you know, because I just said I don't want to follow the rules and come out, and just being a rebel doesn't make you successful, you know, and I encountered a lot of you know, difficulties and troubles and problems and obstacles, and eventually I kind of realized that there was a science and art and to business, especially after I met my mentor and met different mentors, and so I made it a point to, you know, bring these people in and help people so that other folks who might not want to follow the system, might want to start their own thing, maybe want to quit their job, maybe they just don't even want to have a job in the first place, can get some quality information so they can get started without having to burn 7 to 8 years of their life like I did. You know, I could have been here maybe at a younger age, you know, but I wasted 7 to 8 years going round and round, and you know, so what I want to do is a couple of things. I help people break out of a rut, get to where they want to be, and also help them be successful in their business. Because you can't break out if you are not making money. So that's really the crucial thing. Breakout is an internal thing. Making money is an external thing. You need both. A lot of folks just want to help people transform. But if they transform but don't later get something that they can make money with, they're just going to go right back. Or they're going to be transformed but broke, which then brings them right back. And if you make them money but don't transform them, then they worship money, and that's not where they will find happiness as well. So it's kind of both.
So you kind of help transform people as well.
Yeah.
So would you consider yourself as a coach? I mean, sometimes I get confused a little bit about what you actually do, because I know that you do a lot of like consultancy, agency, and coaching as well. So which one are you? What are you?
So I'd say if you look at what I just said, right, in terms of helping people internal and external, that's why the company is called Enlightened Profits. So Enlightened is an inner thing, a profits is an external thing. So we help people on the inside and outside become, so you become a well-rounded person.
Okay.
So a long time ago, I won't say a long time ago, makes me sound really old, but years ago, actually it's not quite true. Not long ago, that would be far accurate. We were promoting a mentor of mine. His name was Thurber, and we really like Marshall because of the way he thinks and the way he helps people in terms of structure their business and their sales and different ways of doing business. So we actually promoted that. And during that period of time, we were really good at promoting things and finding a unique angle and helping people with that. So we started the whole game of Enlightened Profits as a promoter, a marketer of someone that we really respected. And then afterwards, Marshall had a little bit of a health situation. He couldn't continue anymore. During those 3 years when we were promoting, a lot of people saw what we were doing and they came up to us for marketing advice. They say, hey man, could you help me promote my stuff? Could I get your help?
You did a great job, by the way. But I attended Marshall program because of you as well.
But at the same time, we turn everybody down, because one of the things we believe in is focus, because if we accepted those things, we wouldn't do the best job with Marshall. So we turned everybody down in those 3 years. Like, it didn't matter how much money he offered us, etc. We just turned all of them down.
So you guys just focus on one person?
Focus on one thing, right? That was the only thing we did, Marshall. But when Marshall had a health situation, all of a sudden we decided, oh no, we don't want him to come back anymore, because I don't want to kill him. He's a mentor, right? So I told him, I don't want you to come back anymore. You have a heart situation. You are not flying to Asia anymore.
And it's a long flight, right?
It's a long flight, to and fro, right? And he has to teach for 5 to 7 days, pretty intense. And you attend the program, you know it's hardcore. So
he's not young.
Exactly,
young
right? He ain't like 27 years old. He's 73, 74, 75. So we told him no more flying. And at a point of time, we started to look back and ask ourselves, where can we be enlightened profits? Where can we do that? Because before we were promoting a class that was enlightening and profitable. And right now, suddenly we looked at it, where can we be enlightened profits? And suddenly it came to us very simply, we can help enlightened businesses make profits, which is helping them with their marketing, therefore, etc. So we actually teach a class, and we also provide coaching for folks that want to do that. The reason we provide coaching is very simple. It's because majority of the time, when you attend a class, the absorption level and hence the application level is very slim. Because when you attend a class, you listen to everything for the first time. So we teach a 3-day class, we sincerely give everything. But after a while, you realize that the absorption rate is about 20%. Because everyone hears it for the first time and they do their best to absorb. I want you to think of a sponge, right? You put a sponge in a pail of water. The sponge is doing its best to absorb every drop of water. But it cannot absorb all the water. In fact, it will absorb very, very little percentage of the water. It's not because the sponge is not trying. It's because the sponge can only absorb that much. Your brain is the sponge. And what if you want to absorb all the water in the pail? You need to go back over and over and over and over and over again. And that's where the coaching comes in, because first time round we try to give everything, people can't really get it, and therefore we need to handhold them and guide them through and effect a transformation. So that's where we come in the Enlightened Profits. The second thing I do is I actually work with a good friend of mine, and I think you know his name is Ken, and we actually teach a class on wealth and wealth psychology, and we actually do a mastermind for folks, and that's really to guide them in the area of holistic transformation. So that's something I'm passionate about. It allows me to, so my main job is marketing and consulting and really helping people in this area, but when I'm with Ken, we help them in terms of health, relationships, wellness, and that's a mastermind, and that allows me to fulfill satisfaction that I have, which is teaching. A long time ago, I taught kids, and I still passionate about teaching kids. Just that my kids are a little bit older, they're now called adults. So I still think of that as kids.
I caught a few points. I just want to backtrack a bit. When you mentioned about how, being a sponge, you cannot absorb all the water, right? You have to keep going back and again and again and again. So, what I realized is that most people tend to think that, okay, you know what, I learned something new. I just need to learn it one time. I go to a program. I read a book one time. I attend a program one time. Done. I know everything now already. Right? What would you say to people like that?
First of all, it's false. I want to imagine right now swimming. If you attend your first swimming lesson and that's all you're going to take, you'll probably drown.
Yeah.
You know, if you drive a car for driving lesson once, you know, your first driving lessons, you probably knock someone down or close to. And if that was it, and we send you to the expressway, you would die.
Yeah.
You know, so what tends to happen in the scale of learning, and I'm very passionate about learning and even learning how to learn. You know, that might be something we can talk about, right? Because not many people talk about, everyone talks about learning. No one talks about learning how to learn. And when you learn something for the first time, your results actually go down. It doesn't go up. Because you learn something for the first time. See, when you are uneducated, you at least still have some element of something that works, even though it's very poor. But when you learn something for the first time, you are really lousy at it. So not only do you don't even have your normal uneducated results, you have really poor results. Wow. Exceptionally bad results. So therefore, it always is moving back a few steps before you move forward. And that's when most people quit. You see, right now, you know nothing about internet marketing. You are in your blissful ignorance kind of thing. You know something. Then you attend Gabriel's class or someone's class, right? And all of a sudden, they teach you about ClickFunnels, or they teach you about funnels. And all of a sudden, the first day you go inside, you screw it all up. You are awful. You make the worst funnel. You make every single mistake. You don't know how to click. And you hate yourself. And that is many steps back. And that's when people quit. But people don't understand the process.
They're not used to being that, that uncomfortable,
yes,
right?
exactly. They are not used to being lousy at something. And also in society, we are taught that if you're lousy at something, you suck, you're a failure. Your mom will not love you, your father hate you, you know. But it's the process of learning. You know, and
it's how society has trained us or conditioned us in a way, right? That feeling or being lousy at something is a bad thing. But not necessarily. It's not bad or good, right? It's just a matter of your progress to the goals that you want to you want to be, right?
You have to suck at something before you get good at it. It's as simple as that. You know, I'm taking boxing now, and my boxing coach is Mohammad Ridwan. Mohammad Ridwan is Singapore's #1 national boxer. And the first day at boxing training, right? So I signed up for boxing training because I like to experience uncomfortable things. I'm a little bit weird. I suggest you do that. You know, so I could go and play soccer for the rest of my life and be really good and trash everybody, right? Because I can shoot with my right foot and my left foot, and I'm just really good at it. But I decided to go for boxing, but I've never done it before. So I want to experience, hey, what's it like, you know, to really suck at something? So I go to boxing class for the first time, and I tell you this: the first thing you do at boxing class, right, is not boxing. It's not even warm up. It's skipping, and I cannot skip. Let me show you how I skip. Okay, just watch. So people skip like this, right? You see Floyd Mayweather, they do this kind of tapping, right? No, this is how I skip. So I skip like this, and as I do this, right, the rope is hitting my ankles, and I notice this, right? I notice on my left there's a 16-year-old guy, right? And Ridwan says that the guy is 16, and you know he is actually wanting to be a national boxer. The guy is doing all kinds of steps, right? And then suddenly, as he watches me skip like this, right, he stops, and he looks at me. I know what he's thinking. He's thinking this guy is a retard. Like this guy can't do it. And then he's trying to control himself to not laugh because it is so sad. Then Ridwan comes over and says, I think your skipping sucks. I said, all right, cool. Then I proceed, right? See, the thing about boxing is everybody loves to punch. But the thing about boxing, right, is it's not about punching. It's about not getting knocked out. Because if you're knocked out, you can't punch anymore. So most of the time, you have to put your hands like this. And I'm not used to it because you watch boxing, right? You put your hands like this, and it's all about, no, you got to put your hands like this. And you know, and that's not natural. And so Ridwan decides to train me to put my hands up. By smacking me in the face constantly. Pa! Oh man. So at the end of a few boxing classes, I'm suddenly aware that I'm paying a guy to basically punch me in the face. But that teaches me something really quickly, and that keeps me humble, and that keeps me learning. And you know, the first few lessons I was very bad. You know, it's close to lesson 10 now, and I'm getting pretty good. But and the funny thing is, Ridwan does 3 sessions of trial, and I tell you, majority of people will quit in those 3 sessions because you think you're going to be Rocky Balboa. You think you're going to be Floyd Mayweather. Nope, you just pay money, can't skip, and get punched in the face. That's all that happens in the first 3 lessons. You know, but I stick past it because I know, hey man, if I just keep showing up, doesn't matter how lousy I am, doesn't matter whether, like, you know, the female boxers there and they are way better, kid boxers, they're way better. As long as I keep showing up, me and my dumb, non-skipping self, I'm going to get better. And you know what? I can skip a little bit better now. Not like Floyd, but a little bit better.
That's awesome. So it's more like the mindset, right? Of being uncomfortable, but yet you still show up, yet you still go.
I think showing up is underrated. Showing up is crucial. You know, literally, we do a coaching program, right? And a coaching program involves people coming on a call every week and being held accountable. The amount of people who truly show up every single week without fail and be held accountable is very slim. And it baffles me also. I'm like,
probably
why?
Maybe 10, 20%?
I'll say a bit more because we filter their clients pretty tight. But even then, it's about 50, 60.
Wow.
Okay. And it baffles me. Because but literally, a person can be dumb as rocks. Like really, no marketing bone in their body.
Yeah.
They can be uneducated about marketing at all. Maybe a housewife, maybe just an engineer before.
Yeah.
But if they come every week and literally do what they say they're going to do, they're going to get way better than the talented person who shows up infrequently, like without fail.
Yeah.
Literally, if I were to put a trait on success, I say just be consistent.
Yeah.
You know, like literally, if you go to the gym 20 minutes a day, let's say you go to the gym 20 minutes a day, you can be out of shape, never lifted weights before. You will still beat the guy who goes there once a week only.
Yeah.
Yeah. So literally, it goes without fail.
Yeah.
Showing up is overwhelming. So I used to laugh at people. You know, we used to attend seminars before, and they always say 80% of success is showing up. I always thought to myself, what a bunch of horse shit. No, I believe
it's a cliche, right?
it's a
After
cliche.
while, right?
Now you know what I say.
Yeah.
Showing up is 95% of success.
Yeah.
It's not 80. It's 95.
Yeah.
Because you can't train if you don't show up.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people are talented but lazy.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the detrimental things.
Yeah.
Talented but
I
lazy.
actually once heard a saying that, you know, when you commit money, right? At least like when someone were to hire you as a coach, they at least have to pay money. Right?
Yeah.
But commitment of money doesn't mean anything.
No, it means nothing.
If you could cut a check, right, and lose weight, there won't be people who are obese.
Oh yeah, of course.
Right?
Of course.
So it's not just about the commitment of money, but the commitment of time and the desire to change. And that brings to the point of like showing up, right? The desire to even show up.
Yeah.
Right?
And I think if you're watching this and you're a coach and consultant or something, one of the things I talk about is only working with people with desire.
Yeah.
Because the worst thing you can do, there are a lot of people want to start a coaching program.
Yeah.
The worst thing you can do is take money from people that have money but have no desire.
Yeah.
Then afterwards they don't get results, right? Because they don't do the freaking work.
And then
they say, oh, you know what, Gabe, I tell you, the guy program don't work. Then you're like, hey, but this guy never even showed up.
Yeah.
Right? You know, so do not ever take money from these people because it's not worth it.
Desire to change.
Yeah, you literally filter for desire first. If there's zero desire, which means no burning desire, and you tell them, hey man, I'm looking for people that show up every single week. And they say, nah, I think if it's between 8 to 11 a.m. because, you know, that's when I'm free. Then just say, no, forget it.
Wow.
Yeah. So I turn people away. So majority of our coaching program involves turning people away, really.
Yeah.
Because not everybody, I believe everyone is special, but I don't believe everyone will be successful.
Yeah.
The reason is not because they cannot, it's because they will not. Because it takes a lot to be successful. It's very hard. It's hard, it's painful, it's not fun, there's a lot of sacrifice involved. So majority of people can be, but will not be because they're not willing to pay the price.
Yeah.
It's just hard. It's hard freaking work, you know, and majority of people just don't want to pay the price.
Yeah.
So they will not be successful. Majority of people will not be. So my goal is to look for people that want to be and are willing to pay the price, and I work with them. You know, because I cannot lift the weights for them. You see, you mentioned there's something. They can cut the check, that's the easy part.
Yeah.
But even if you come into the gym, I can't lift the weights for you.
Yeah.
You know, I can't build your body.
Yeah.
You know, and so the real question is, are you willing to do it for yourself? The majority of people are not.
That's awesome. So just to sum it up, I think this is a very good point, especially for those of you who are selling info, right? In a way, you are a consultant, coach, you are running an agency, right? It's very important to filter out the right people, right? Not just, you know, because they have money, you take them in, and end up you're going to have a lot of repercussion, reputation, all kinds of stuff because they didn't have the desire to change.
Yeah, desire, absolute, 100% the most important thing.
Yeah.
A desire. So this morning, Ken and myself, we did something known as a morning walk.
Yeah.
And we filtered for people that would show up at East Coast Park at 4:45 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? We had a total of 17 people show up.
Yeah.
17 people said they were going to come, and 17 people showed up.
Yeah.
You know, and the goal was we filtered for pure desire. We just said, hey man, if we told them at 5 in the morning, are you willing to show up at East Coast Park?
Yeah.
Are you willing to show up before 5 in the morning? Which means you need to plan your whole life out.
Yeah.
You need to figure out what time you go wake up, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Everybody showed up. And here's the thing though.
Yeah.
And it costs absolutely no money to show up today. We put a link in the group asking, hey man, who wants to come? Will you be surprised? Majority of people didn't want to come. It's free. Free chance to ask questions and learn more about stuff. You know, they don't want to come. Why? Don't want to wake up at 5 a.m.
That's a fantastic way to choose a mentee, right, by the way.
Yeah. Right. Don't want to wake up at 4 a.m. Don't want to come. Free. Free. You see, free. Right? People say, oh no, info is really expensive. No, it's free. But still people are not going to do it. Why? Too early, I want to sleep, oh no, excuses.
Yeah. I want to take it way back because there was actually one point that I caught, right? I wanted to expound more on that. You mentioned that you were a rebel, right, when you were young. I don't know, I seem to find the connection of Enlightened Profits, right? Enlightened and rebel, right? That a lot of times you have to be enlightened to be a rebel. There's something that you see that other people don't see. And what I tend to realize is that people who are successful, most of them tend to be rebels. Most of them don't fit into the system, right? So I wanted to ask more on that. Like, when did you realize that you were a rebel, and what happened? Like, what caused you to not want to fit into the system?
So I can tell you, majority of people, hopefully you are watching, if you're a rebel, this will help you. If you're not, skip past this part. You are fine. Let's take a look, right? So why did I rebel at the start? I rebelled at the start not because I knew what I wanted. I rebelled at the start because I didn't like what I had. So you see a lot of rebels, right? And you never want to stay a rebel. You never want to stay forever a rebel. The reason is because a rebel exists. So there's a mainstream society, there's a mainstream, we'll talk about this and how it links to enlightenment. You will like this, has a Jesus element inside. So you look at enlightened, they have enlightenment, right? So majority of people stay a rebel. There's mainstream society, and then there are people who are rebels, which means they don't stand for anything. They stand for not wanting mainstream. So they're anti-mainstream, which technically puts them in the same box also, because they don't have a defined identity. All they have is, I hate what is going on. That's not an identity, right? So they're mainstream, and what they are is anti-mainstream. And that was where I was. And unfortunately, that's where majority of people stay. Because you cannot just have a message that goes, okay, cool, I do not like that message. Then people are, because after
I do not like 9 to 5, I do not like going to school, right?
Then people go, okay, you don't like it, then what's your message? No, I don't have a message, actually I just don't like that. Right? That's what a rebel is, you know. They're society, and they say, screw society, I don't want to do that. But you ask them, okay, cool, then what do you want to do? No, I don't know, I just want to rebel. You know, you know, so they lash out. But they lash out without a cause, and that was why there's a phrase called rebel without a cause. Because the guy just hates society, and that was me, right? Angry, you're upset, you don't have a cause.
So what caused that?
Because I just didn't want to conform to mainstream. So during my entire journey was looking for a cause. Because I didn't want to stay a rebel without a cause for my entire life, right? Yeah, I'm 20, 21. All I know is I don't want to go to uni anymore. You ask me what I want to do.
This was when you were
at 20, 21. Right? At 18, 20, 21, you know, I leave school, I say I don't want to do it anymore. But if you ask me what I want to do, I have no idea. I just know I don't want to do that anymore, which is not a place to build a life. Right? Because
and by the way, I heard that, I mean, like, there are people who say, I don't want to go uni, right? Their grade sucks. Okay, I heard that your grades, right, didn't suck, right? Your
I could go to Harvard, Oxford, Cambridge. I basically at that point in time there was like, you know, this thing, special paper and A's, and I got all 4 A's. I was offered many different government scholarships, which would be a terrible thing if I took it up, because they'll probably arrest me for all the things I have to say. But at that point in time, I just was anti-mainstream, but I didn't have any message on my own. You know, and during those 7 to 8 years, the goal was actually not to fight against society, but to find out how can I be useful. Right? I want to talk a little bit about enlightenment and rebel and all that kind of thing, and I think you really like it. Let's observe at why mainstream society was set up. See, mainstream society was set up not because that's the way to live. Mainstream society is set up so that we have order and non-chaos. This is not how humans are supposed to live. This is set up so that human beings can have some kind of function. Does it make sense? Some kind of function. Now, if you want to dive even deeper into
that, need some structure, right? Some kind of structure.
But at the same time, this whole mainstream society is also set up so that people can serve corporate interests. To be real honest, right? So that people can go and do a job. So our entire education system is not really to educate, to educar, bring out something within the person. No, our education system is to train a person to do a job. And to do what kind of job? Well, either work for the government or some kind of business. Which means if you really look at it, who started the whole education and the mainstream system is probably some kind of corporate interest, right? Because therefore this is not education. This is a training program. You understand? It's a training program.
There was actually, I think I heard from, I forgot who I heard it from, but the education system is actually a way to train up workers.
Yeah, it is.
Right? Because it was created in the industrial.
John D. Rockefeller and many other folks in the early 19th century, earlier 20th century, they basically wanted to expand their corporate empire, and they said, okay, cool, let's start an education system where basically we can train people to basically work in our factories and work in our enterprises. So this is not an education system as much as it is a training system. So basically when you're young, they just want to train you, right? That's why they don't really care whether you are, they don't teach you things about yourself. They don't teach you about self-happiness. No, because if it's truly education, then we should honor Gabriel and teach Gabriel about what makes him happy, what are your skills and talents. No, we don't care. We have a training program, and that includes 10 subjects, and we want to train you in this so that we can eventually slot you into one of the jobs in either government or enterprise. You know, and that's that. Whether you're happy, nobody cares. Not our problem. It's a training program. So it's not really an education system as much as a training system. So therefore, what I sense about enlightenment is looking within ourselves. So this is mainstream, right? Anti-mainstream is a person that wants to rebel against the training system. You know, but enlightenment is looking within yourself and all of a sudden asking yourself, what is my purpose? Why did God put me here on this planet? Right? What is my function to society beyond just either being a worker or hating the training system? Neither of which are my purpose. No one's purpose is to come here and hate something. I don't think anyone's purpose is frankly just to be slotted into some job. Neither of them are true. And I think a lot of people need to pause and ask themselves, what is my purpose? Right? That's why Rick Warren wrote a book called A Purpose-Driven Life, where a person can pause and think, okay, cool, what is truly my purpose? Why am I here? Why am I sent here? I'm sent here, I'm apparently given this experience called life. There must be a reason, right? I don't think I'm just here so that I can be a cashier or do Excel spreadsheets, right? Or just be a rebel and throw rocks at other people's offices. There must be a function that I have. And that whole process took me about 7 to 8 years, where I asked myself, okay, apart from hating society, what am I here for? What am I useful for? What can I do to serve and help? And honoring that, and that's why I got the tattoo here. Is do what really makes you happy. So do what really makes you happy is looking within and asking myself, what is my purpose? What makes me truly happy? Because when you're fulfilling your purpose, you are truly happy. Right? Money alone doesn't make you happy, but you could do a lot of shady shit to make money. Many of which will not make you happy at all. Right? But if you look within and you fulfill your purpose,
you can buy pleasure, but not happiness.
And it's very short term. Right? So if you look within and ask yourself, what is your purpose? Then all of a sudden you discover true happiness. And then you discover your purpose. And that is enlightenment. Enlightenment is when you find whatever. So Mark Twain said, right? There are two most important days in a man's life. Number one is the day he's born. And number two is the day he realizes why. Why is he here? The moment you realize why, then you have purpose. And when you have purpose, you don't have depression, you don't have sadness, you don't have any of those things. Because when you have purpose, then you realize, oh, so I'm special. I have something to do. I'm not just another cog in the wheel. Like I have a reason to be here. And every single day you wake up and you're like, oh my God, I'm fulfilling my purpose. And that brings you money, that brings you friends, that brings you opportunities, etc. And I think that's a good life.
Wow. So, while we're on the topic of purpose, recently I happened to be facing some depression. I lost my purpose. And, I think this is something that people always constantly ask. How do I find my purpose? Right? I mean, it's a constant question as well. Sometimes when you find purpose, you thought that your purpose is this, right? And then end up you realize that it's not. So how would you advise people to find
questions? Number one, where can I be useful right now? That's the answer. Right? A lot of people say, look, so I read this story, right? The guy sits there, he wonders, what is my purpose? Oh no, send me a sign, please. Right in front of him, an old lady is carrying a whole bunch of groceries. And she's struggling. Right? And all of a sudden a voice comes, help her! Because right now you can just go, like stop thinking, dude. Like you can be useful, you can help her first. Right? Because people always want the magic bush answer, the burning bush answer. Right? Hey, this is the answer to everything. No, dude, like it doesn't come like this, right? If you asked me 10 years ago, would I be here having this interview, you met Marshall? No. It all started with small decisions. One day I met this fellow. I thought it was insignificant that I met another guy, right? So you never get the big answer. You kind of get it. You get it when you're dead. Then it all makes sense. Hey, when you're dead, right? So Steve Jobs said you connect the dots only when you look backwards. So right now, don't spend too long thinking about, what's my life purpose. You don't understand. Even if the burning bush told you the answer, it wouldn't make any sense. Right? So
I don't question that, right?
So just go and ask, where can I be useful? Right? So
that's a good one because when you just said that, I realized that how I even started my agency, how I even started out doing marketing whatsoever, I didn't know shit about marketing. Right? All I wanted to do was to be useful. I wanted to help people. That's all. I wanted to see. I saw certain things that businesses were lacking in terms of the marketing, and I was like, you need to do this. And they're not doing it, so I had to convince them.
You are not going to be doing this forever. Because why? Now this is Facebook and funnels. 5 years, 10 years from now, this is AI. You will find another way to be useful. You see, so funnels cannot be a life purpose, right? Let's say you conceive and send here, Gabriel's job is to do funnels. No, it's a passing thing, right? Funnels is a vehicle. Internet marketing is a vehicle. One day, let's say no one internet, telepathic marketing, I don't know, right? You will find some way to be useful. So we are never attached to the vehicle, right? Right now, my vehicle in the last 3 years was future business. And future business as a vehicle ended. So I asked myself, where can I be useful, right? Then I said, okay, cool. I have businesses now, I can help them. Do I do this forever? I don't know. Maybe not, right? If I can find another way to be useful, I'll just continue to be useful until the day I die. You see, the opposite of useful is useless. Nature tends to eliminate things that are useless. Because if you're useless, you're ended. Then the next question I have to answer is to ask yourself, when I'm doing things that are useful, where in my life currently am I filled with things that are not useful? And X all those things. If you do that, then you'll be happy.
Was that the second question? Which is
yeah. So you have so there are two things, right? You ask me how does a person break free of depression? Basically, we have number one, ask where they can be useful, and number two, right? Look at their current life, angle towards the thing that they can be useful. Everything that doesn't angle you towards being useful, cut. That's it. So that you are entirely useful.
In a way, you gotta try different things as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also be willing to evolve. You're not going to do this forever. I'm not going to do this forever. We are all going to find different ways to be useful. A long time ago, no one was an internet marketer. Why? No internet. Right? So some of the people did different things. Right? Today, people have Kindle books, etc. Is their way of being useful. Will they last forever? No. There might be a different way in the future. So let's all just evolve and find different ways to be useful.
Yeah. That, anyway, I want to say that is amazing. I still have a couple more questions, but I just want to acknowledge the fact that I had my own epiphany just by hearing that answer, right? Being useful and just trying different things and just cut off the things that are not useful, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. The next question I wanted to ask you is this, you know, you rub shoulder with a lot of big boys.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like Marshall, Mark Jonah, I mean, these are the people that you promote as well. How do you do that? Like, what, like if someone were to start off brand new, for example, would you advise, you know, them to reach out to people like that? How would you advise, you know, how do you get involved with all these big boys?
Okay, so I want to answer that question in two phases. And I want to be humble about the first one, and then I want to advise and give advice to people in the second one. So I have come to realize that this is like this is my purpose, right? I see, the simple truth is, back before 2011, before I met my wife, before I was doing a very different kind of business. And during that period of time, I must tell you, no big boy come and find me. None, zero. Why? Because during that period of time, I was leading a very different kind of lifestyle. Perhaps a lifestyle that I will not agree with right now. You know, and maybe they were different kind of big boys, but they were like in different kind of fields. You know, and that's the funny thing. A lot of people see what happens recently and they go, wow, this guy seems to find all these people. But what if I told you that the reason I find these people is serendipitous, which means, I don't know. I don't know. I'll give you a story, right? In 2014, 2015, I was supposed to go and attend Marshall's class for the first time, right? I forgot 2014 or 2015. And I was sitting at Coronation Plaza. There was a computer, and I found out that he was doing a class in Melbourne. I thought the guy was dead, by the way. I thought the guy was dead. Well, I never heard of him, no web presence. And so it asked for a sum of money. At that point of time, I didn't really have. I'd never been to Melbourne before, didn't want to buy a plane ticket there, didn't have the money to go for the course. And I was looking at this thing, and I said to myself, nah, it's too much. You know what? Just another course. And I was about to close my laptop.
How much was it, by the way?
A few $1,000s. Okay. Definitely cheaper, more expensive than the stuff that you paid. And many other people. Don't worry, nothing to sell already. So I was about to close my laptop. And then I heard a voice. I never really shared this story before. I heard a voice and said, go for this class. I was like, are you serious? Like for real? They said, no, go for this class. I said, okay, like, nah, I don't want. Then I just really felt like someone wanted me to go for this class. And so I said, oh, but during that period of time, because of different changes in my life, I come to listen to that voice a lot. You know, and I said, okay, well, I guess I will, you know, and then I had to make some calls, find the money, and go, and I said, okay, obviously somebody wants me to go for this class. So I went there. I went there and I met Marshall, and at the end of the class, you know, I felt compelled once again. Like somebody was pushing me at the back. So go and talk to this man. And I was like, are you serious? He's Marshall Thurber, you're not. I'm just Melvin Soh, blah, 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 right? But I went to talk to him. And, you know, I said the words that I said. You know, I say, you know, I find this class useful. I want you to be my mentor. And by the way, you know, if ever there's a chance to come to Asia, will you be interested? And he said yes. And, you know, and that started the whole relationship in 2016. Now, how did I meet my...
Just like that?
Yeah. And how did I meet my business partner, Joe? No, it started, it wasn't like straight away he appeared, but there was, but let's just look at the first two things. 2014, 2015, if I close the laptop, I never meet Thurber.
You choose to follow that voice, right?
Then how I meet Mark Joyner, the year is 2018 December. I'm with my team in Cebu, right? And all of a sudden, I receive a message. I get all kinds of messages, people like texting me stuff, right? And there are a lot of events, and all of a sudden, I get in a link to attend this event by a guy called that featured Mark Joyner. And all of a sudden, I was like, another event. But then again, the voice said, I think you should go attend. So I remember, this is not a pleasant story, okay? I'm sitting on the toilet bowl, doing what people do on the toilet bowl. Clean stuff, all right? Just don't take imagination there. So I'm sitting there, and literally I felt compelled to stand up, find my card, and sign up for this event. Right while still sitting on the toilet bowl. Just use your imagination there. I know I said you shouldn't imagine, but that's exactly what happened. And then I could not leave until I got it done. So when I got to the event, I met Mark Joyner, struck a conversation with him just like it was 2014, 2015. And therefore I had him come here. So what if I told you that a lot of these are just, they come to me? You know, so I have the humility to admit that while I guess I'm somewhat good at speaking to them and convincing them to come, there are so many things that might have not allowed me to meet these people. And so maybe this is my purpose. Does that make sense? So I'm both, you know, I talk a good game, blah, 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 but at the same time, I'm very humble enough to admit that I think I'm supposed to do this. You see, I think this is what I'm supposed to do, you know, and all I'm doing is following the voice. They just tell me to do this, I just do, you know. It's like, all right, yes, boss, let's go. You want me to do it? I'll do it. You know, then the next thing is how can people meet these people? I think, first of all, how to meet talented people is, first of all, ask yourself first, are you committed to succeed? And number two, right, I think it's very important for you to find a mentor that aligns with where you want to go, right? Are you following this guy because you think they're famous? Or do you really like resonate with their message? Then if you truly want to meet this person, like why? Is it because you are fame hungry? You got no friends? Or do you truly like what's your purpose for meeting this person? See, a lot of people want to meet you now, but why? Usually it's to sell you something, some selfish reason. Sometimes it's to take value from you. Right? But very few of them are truly connected. They know why they want to meet you, and even fewer want to add value to you before they make a request. You know, so a lot of folks, when you want to meet like famous people, ask yourself, why are you meeting this guy? Are you taking or are you giving?
Why can you add value, right?
Why should this person meet you too? You know, and fundamentally, is this a person that you feel aligned to? Or are you just meeting the person because you see his Instagram got 1 million followers?
And you want something out.
And you want something, some association, right? Sometimes people just want a selfie so that they can flaunt and flex on Instagram and make people think,
I know this guy.
Exactly, right? Or are you genuinely there because, you know, like why? Because the moment you just want a picture, what you're saying is, hey man, my life's kind of empty. I need a famous person for publicity so that I can make people think I'm cool. If you want a picture so much, take his face, go to Photoshop, put a face beside that, then you'll be cool.
I mean, for those of you who are watching, even if that is you, what you gotta understand that, you know, every one of us at one point we are like that, you know. So even I can relate to that. Like sometimes I will want picture with famous people not because I want to add value to them.
You just want people back home to think you're cool. It's like, oh my god, 150 people like my picture. Yes, they think I'm cool. You know.
But I think the takeaway is that if you really want to be able to rub shoulder with these big boys, right, it's not about what you can take from them, right, but it's about what value you can add to them. And are you aligned with their mission, and can you help them to spread their mission? Right.
And also, I mean, at the end of the day, after the fame, you see, when you meet a famous person, for the first maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 hour, if you're really like fame hungry, they're famous. But after a while, you realize, hey man, they need to go toilet. They need to eat. They need to shit. They have needs. They got people that are bothering them also. They are not an Avenger. Even if they are an Avenger, right? They also need to eat. You know, so you kind of realize, oh, they're just normal people. You know, so I met a lot of these folks. They're just normal people. They have needs. They have problems. You know, they got to sleep. They fall sick. You know, after a while, you're like, hey man, why am I so fame hungry? Like, what's so big gap in my life that requires me to know famous people in order to feel like I am something? You know, I realize they're just normal people, and therefore, even for famous people, I start to find the people that I resonate with, I want to hang out with as friends, because I realize, hey man, you know, I don't just want to take value, take a picture. After a while, you're just like, we are friends. Like, you know, I want to help them, they can help me, you know, and that's that.
Wow. And so that's how you see them as a friend.
Because they are human.
Genuinely want to be their friend.
They are human also, and I think it's very, very important. Because the more we think of them as big boys, the more we think of them as famous people, we start to isolate away from the fact that they have a family, they have a life, they have passions, they have fears, they have insecurities also, so they are just human.
Wow, that is so good. You know, earlier you mentioned about listening to the voice, right? I want to touch more on that, because I don't want this to sound like overly pseudo-spiritual.
Ooh,
right? But
Melvin Soh talks spirituality.
But I believe that, you know, whatever you believe, right? Whatever faith you believe, whatever religious, you know, spirituality that you believe in, we all have this voice inside us that's always guiding us. And in fact, it's not just one voice; always it's two voices, right? Because when you say that before you close the laptop, right? Something told you to do it. But I'm pretty sure there's also something else that tells you not to do it. Right? So how do we train ourselves to follow that voice that tells us to do the right thing? I mean, like, there'll be a voice that always tells us to do the right thing, right? Like, spend more time with family. But then there'll be another voice that say that, no, you need to work on your business. Right?
Oh, it's very simple. Just follow the voice that challenges you to be a bigger version of yourself. There are two voices, right? The one voice is one that makes you stay put, or even be smaller. Hey, Gabriel, don't talk lah. People will judge you. That's a voice of small. Then there's a voice that say, hey, Gabriel, I think you should go out there and make a difference and make an impact. Stand for your truth. That's the voice of big. Listen to the voice of big. Never listen to the voice of small. It's very simple. Just ask yourself. Just look at the two messages.
Is there any story of you listening to the wrong voice and you regret it?
Yeah, a lot. At the start, I frequently just listen to the voice of money. The voice of just pure money, just pure
money,
anything that is short term.
Yeah.
And I realized that never worked out. Yeah. And I think, I'm gonna say thank God. Ooh. But I thank God that didn't work out. Because what if it had worked out? Is it just trains me to ignore the voice of what I'm supposed to be doing, in exchange for some mainstream voice. Just do it because everyone's doing it. Do it because there's money. Do it because there is whatever. So, I want to fight some game that everyone else is playing, but I'm not. That doesn't align with my purpose. The worst thing is if you play that game. Because at the end of the day, you play that game. Let's say you win, and that's the even sadder part.
Yeah.
Let's say you win that game.
Yeah.
But it takes you so far away from your purpose.
Yeah.
And now you're stuck there with a whole bunch of money.
Yeah.
With a whole bunch of people thinking you're cool, but you're not happy.
Yeah.
And nobody can understand your pain.
Yeah.
Like, oh, why is Gabriel upset?
Yeah.
He's got $10 million.
Yeah.
He's got, all these beautiful people around him. He's got the house, he's got a car. Why is he sad? And meanwhile, the real reason he's sad is because you're like, this does not make me happy.
Yeah.
But nobody understands. And that's sad. That is truly, truly sad.
Yeah.
And I think that's why people spiral into depression, self-destruction, and basically then proceed to lose all of it up and go and have eat, pray, love. Where then they go onto the path of enlightenment.
Yeah.
This is what all these crises are.
Yeah.
The crisis is because I've been listening to the wrong voice. And then it hits a point where it no longer works anymore. I got the money, I got the car, I got the guy or the girl, I got the house. But it's so empty. Oh no, I've been lied to. And then they sell it all. And then they go, who am I? Then they go to Bali and meditate. And then all of a sudden they find whatever they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
So I just saved myself a little bit of time by finding it first.
Yeah. And I just want to say that, like, even if you are on a path that you're not happy, right now, where you are right now, it is always not too late to change.
Yeah.
Right? It's never too late as long as you're living, right? If
Yep.
you're still living, you still got years left.
Yep.
It's never too late to change. But the idea is to be aware of it and start to make the change now.
I think life wants us to succeed. I don't think life is an experience that is set up for us to fail. I think life wants us to succeed.
Yeah.
I think, so if we listen to that voice, see, why do you have that voice? Because that voice wants you to succeed.
Yeah.
Right? But then, where does the other voice come from? It comes from when you're young and you're part of this training program, and then they program your voice. So they program it into your brain. So now you have two voices. You have the voice that wants you to succeed, and then you have the program voice, which comes from society or whatever, the media programs. And now these two fight.
Wow.
And hopefully you're willing to listen to the real you.
Yeah.
The voice that wants you to succeed. I believe life really wants us to succeed. And it's not set up as a game for us to fail. Because it's kind of like perverse, right? Come here, we just want everybody to fail. I don't think that's the goal of life.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
So what are your future plans? What do you have in store for yourself in the next couple of years down the road?
I wake up every day and I look at the current business. I'm both doing the best I can in the business, but also rather detached. See, my entire life, I'm not concerned. So a lot of people say, hey, they find me very cool, very detached, very chill. I'm both intense and detached at the same time. The reason is because I have no identity attachment to this whole consulting thing and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I have no identity attachment to even fame, frankly. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm just like this. I don't care if you think I'm cool. I don't really couldn't give a shit. Yeah. The reason is because this is come and go. It's come and go, right? You're famous all of a sudden in one area. What if something changes tomorrow?
Yeah.
Right? Then all of a sudden you find some folks, they don't want to be your friend anymore.
Yeah.
Well, this happened before, a long time ago. I think I look like this and no one wanted to know me or why. I was not as famous then. Now everyone wants to be my friend. Kind of weird. I still dress the same way. I'm still the same guy. Yeah. We came here, we used to come, we used to have a beer. I am the same guy, right? Yeah. Now people just think I'm like, ooh, it's Melvin, I was kind of Melvin a long time ago. I'm Melvin for a very long time, Yeah. So I'm very detached to all of these things because they are all passing. I'm detached to the fame. I'm detached even to the consulting business. Because why? It's right now my best vehicle for making a difference, for being useful. Am I going to do it forever? No, absolutely not. Because maybe as I mature, I find different things where I can be useful. So is Melvin a consultant? Is Melvin a marketer? Is Melvin future of business? Who cares? Who cares? Melvin is useful. That's it. Melvin is useful. That's it. You know, I just and so that's the only thing I care about. Right now, I care deeply about the clients because it's the way I can be useful.
Yeah.
The day all of a sudden, if I am given a instruction, a voice, or told that you know what, hey, let's evolve and let's do something else, I'll thank the clients. I'll help them to all the best of my commitments. I'll move on to the next thing to do. I am absolutely unattached to the fame, the identity, the whatever. One day, if my job is to set up an orphanage and go and teach a bunch of kids in Myanmar how to learn, then I'm Melvin, the school teacher. You see, it doesn't matter. It absolutely doesn't matter. And so far my entire progress has all been listening to their voice, and I've been well taken care of. Yeah, I met these wonderful people like yourself. I managed to gain some level of fame, which I frankly think is bullshit. And we made pretty good money, and that's it. For as long as I can be useful, I will go ahead and be useful. I'm not attached to anything of these sort. Because here's the interesting truth: when you die, you bring nothing of this with you.
Yep.
You bring nothing, right? Steve Jobs was a billionaire.
We hear that all the time.
I mean, and
it is the truth,
right? When Steve Jobs died, he didn't bring the iPhone along with him. He didn't bring the billions along with him. He just died like everybody else, And when you die, you gotta die like everybody else. Hopefully you die surrounded by people that love you, and that's it. And hopefully your final thoughts as you pass is like, you know what? I found my purpose. I made a difference. People love me. And I've done my job.
Yeah.
And then you just go.
Yeah.
To wherever else you're supposed to go.
Yeah.
And all this fame, this enemies, this drama, this social media stuff even. I mean, it's useful if you have a message to spread, but it's also entirely useless. Simultaneously useless. If you've ever done a digital detox before, you realize, right, you think, right, for a while you had some issues with, you think people are going to miss you. They don't bro, they don't After a while, bro, like, they just scroll right on and you come back, you're like, oh, really, he's back?
You're not as important as you think you are.
Yes,
right?
yes, it's bullshit, but it's useful if you have to spread a message.
Yes.
But it's bullshit, guys. It's entirely nonsense. So I mean, it is what it is. I rather have this connection with you than the flaws on social media and just basically have a bunch of people think I'm cool, but we don't actually have anything real.
Yeah. Talking about that, I think I have one more thing to ask you before we wrap this up. The last question is you talk about social media and all that kind of stuff. And I realized that you are pretty vocal on social media.
Yeah.
I mean, you post very often.
Yeah.
I mean, now that I see it, because you have a purpose, right? You have a voice. Yeah. And you are constantly, using it as a tool to spread your voice.
Yeah, I do it for a few purposes, right? Okay. The first purpose is I do it for filtering. You see, you cannot help everybody. We aspire to help everybody. You see, you like Jesus. Hey, they crucified him. So some people don't like him, The guy can walk on water, turn water into wine. See, I'm a big believer. I would love this to be wine, so there's wine there. So, but he healed the sick. Yeah. But some people still crucify him. It's Jesus. So here's the thing. If they crucify Jesus, which means half of the people don't like him, for sure not everyone gonna like you. Right? And you know what's going on. So therefore, I use social media to filter out my natural audience. Okay. That's all I care about. Yeah. Right? I am looking for people that want what I have to say and want to be helped by me. Yeah. If they don't, it's fine. They can find somebody else. Yeah. And I think that's the idea of abundance. I'm not trying to compete with people. You don't find many people that talk like me. So if you like it, if you're still watching this, you obviously quite like me. It's great. Now you stop somewhere in the first minute, fantastic too. So I love it when people either unfollow me or they say, you know what, this is not for me. It's great. I apologize. I say sorry. Yeah. Maybe I can recommend you to someone else because my authenticity has shined through, and they have said this is too much for me or this is not what I want. Yeah. Which is great. I'll send them to somebody else. Yeah. And if somebody likes it, then that's cool also. Yeah. So I use social media number one to filter, and number two, right, for the people who have filtered and they want my message, then to give it to them in the most authentic, unfiltered manner possible. Yeah. And therefore that's how you attract your natural audience by being yourself.
Yeah. You said authentic, unfiltered, right?
Yeah.
I think so many people, they try to filter, they try to put a filter. I mean, like nowadays when you put
take a Daiso.
you put a filter on it, you edit it, right? Because people want to be loved, right? They do not want the negative attention. Yeah. And I've always teach people about that marketing is not about just attracting the people you want. It's about attracting the people you want and repelling the people you do not want.
Oh yeah.
That's the only way to do that.
It's always good when people leave. It's good when people leave. It's good when people unfollow you. It's not about insulting them. It's just like, man, this is not for me. It's cool, right? Remember, no matter how great a marketer you are, you can't sell pork to a Muslim. You can't sell meat to a vegetarian, and you can't sell food to a person that's full.
Yeah.
You know, so if they don't want it, then let them go.
Yeah.
Right? You know, and then speak the people who stay. I see a lot of marketers look at the people that go and they go, oh my God, they unsubscribe. I don't give a shit about the people that unsubscribe.
Yeah.
I care about the people that are still subscribe.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's mindset shift. Like when I met people who are really successful in what they're doing, let's say they have a huge email list, right? And they have an unsub. Right, someone unsubscribed to your list, they always say that, yeah, that's good, right? Because they are filtering themselves away from your list so that you now only have people on your list who really want to hear what you have to say.
Yes, right. And that one is very, very crucial because the opposite is keeping people that don't want to be there. Then now they got a black face. Now they don't want what you have to say. Now they're bitching and complaining about you. Why would you do that? Why are you so low self-esteem to keep people that don't want you around? You know, hey, somebody doesn't want to be your boyfriend or girlfriend now. Let them go. Why you keep them around? Now every day they go out with you and then they got a foul face and like, oh man, this guy sucks, man. Why? To find somebody like you, man. Jeez. you know. Yeah. So that's just the best way to live. You know, find friends that like you. Yeah. Go out with, you know, a wife that loves you. Yeah. Go out, you know, husband that loves you. Yeah. You know, don't just be a normal human being. You know, and always remember, not everyone will like you, and that's totally fine. You don't want to insult people. If they don't like you, let them go. They can find someone else. But love the people that love you. Yeah. You know, that's why I have attracted with my radiant, glorious personality a bunch of people like me. And I'm very aware that some people are like, nah, Melvin's not my cup of tea, and he's great. So therefore, I treat all the people that love me with great love and respect. Yeah. You are one of the people, and that's why I'm happy to do this. Whatever you're doing, I'm happy to support. You know, because you're one of the people that go, well, he's kind of weird, but you know, I like him. It's fine. Then, geez, I'll support that.
Yeah. Would you have any advice for people who are starting to build their brand on social media? Just one advice for them.
Okay, I would say if you want to build a brand on social media, right? So the funny thing, right? Little promo here. We actually do a class where we teach about this. So, but I don't want to promote the class here. What I want to do is share.
Go ahead, promote the class.
Class is called X Factor Marketing. The reason I call it X Factor is because I believe within every single person there's something special, and if you can bring that out, then you can stand out from everybody else. So the first key is forget social media first, forget brand first, right? Drop all those things. First thing you ask yourself is what do you stand for, right? So a few questions you want to ask yourself. Number one, what do you stand for and what do you believe in? I think it's pretty freaking important. What do you stand for? What do you believe in? Next thing is what do you not believe in? Who are you speaking to? Why are you speaking to them? And finally, right, is what really is your message for them? You know, so a lot of people are too eager to build a brand. But see, a brand is a vehicle for a message. Yeah. So the real question is not what is my brand. The real question is what the heck do you have to say? Yeah. And here's another good question: who are you saying this to, and why are you saying this? Yeah. You know, then talk about brand later. Figure out your message first, right? Because here's the thing also: a lot of people craft too much time on the brand, then realize it's not congruent. And then I always say this during the class: the most expensive thing in business is restarting. Every time you restart, everything you did before, right, goes down the toilet. Yeah. And if you have to restart your brand, now you confuse the shit out of everybody. Everyone goes like, so is this guy an artist? Is he a singer? Is he a marketer? Like, what the heck is going on? Like, you know, it's changing his, and then there's no trust at all. Yeah. Yeah. So stay with consistent thing, which means you find a common message. Yeah. So for my message, it started the way we started this. Yeah. Yeah. Something inside, bring it out, and something outside, so you can turn it into, you know, something profitable. Enlightened Profits is my message. Yeah. Enlightened and Profits, inner and outer. Yeah. And you find that message throughout. Yeah. Everything I post.
That's amazing. So, how long will you be running the class for? Could you let?
If you guys want to know, I mean, you can add.
How do we find you?
You can add me on Facebook, Melvin Soh. Pick the guy that best looks like me. It's kind of easier. You know, drop me a message. You know, or if you like this interview, just drop me a message. Hey, see, if you like this interview and drop me a message, I know you are my cup of tea. You said I like this guy. He's kind of my kind of guy. That's cool. You know, so. That's that. If you're keen, we don't want everyone to come attend. You know, it must be relevant to you. Otherwise, you can save your money and your time. Yeah. So instead of just putting a link up, you know, just drop me a message. Probably give a call, see if it's suitable for you. If it is, it's very affordable. If it's not, use your time and money doing something else. Maybe have a beer at his cafe, whatever it is. You know, but drop me a message. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So I think what we'll do is we'll put in some of your social media link in the description wherever you're watching this, so that it'll be easier for people to find you. Yeah. So thank you so much, Melvin. I really appreciate it. Yeah,
thanks a lot, man.
Amazing interview. Thank you so much.
I bet you didn't think it was going to end. It was going to go this way, huh? Yeah. So love you guys, and once again, if you like it, drop me a message. Look forward to making your acquaintance. Peace.
Bye for now.